Hello, everyone. Welcome back to From Chaos to Calm. We are so lucky today to have Carina Tannenberg with us. She is bi-coastal, bi-country. I don't know how to say it. She's part-time in Los Angeles, where I got the
Mhm.
pleasure of meeting her, and part-time in Sweden. And she's here with us today to share what it's like and what she does to find balance. She is the CEO and founder, actually, of Bed of Nails. If you haven't heard of it, it's you can see in the background there are these incredible acupuncture mats, and she's going to tell us about why they're so great. And I had one and have been using it for like I don't know, 50, a decade. I mean, how long has it been?
Yeah,
Since
I
you
founded
started.
it in 2008.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
been quite some time and they're
Yeah.
awesome. So we'll get into that as well. Super excited to have you here. Thank you for coming. We are here to talk about balance and overwhelm. And as a CEO, as a founder, as a woman in the world today, I'm sure you've had your fair share of overwhelm, and your company is thriving. And I would love it if you could share, what your thoughts are, and how you're pulling it off. Basically, we need to know how you're pulling it off, Rena. So, when I invited you to the show and I said, this is a show that's because for me, conquering overwhelm is so much about finding balance. And so that's really why I phrased it how I did. I named it what I did, and I'm really finding people that I think are doing a really good job of balancing their lives, because
Wow.
it's not just about, physical balance and emotional balance, but it's also lifestyle balance and all of everything in between. So when I invited you to the show, and I said, okay, it's about balance and overwhelm, what's the first thing you thought of, like immediately, as far as where do you get imbalanced and
I
what does that bring up for you?
I believe that's key actually. I used to work in the film industry and it was a lot of stress and overwhelm. And then I discovered that I had breast cancer. And it became a quest for me to find health. What is health? How can we find health? And that is balance. Balance, I believe, is key for health. So I kind of dedicated my life on a quest for health, and I tried this product, a similar product, excuse me, here in Sweden. And it was an acupressure mat, but it was too painful. But I just understood what an amazing product this could be to immediately find balance in your body when you're stressed, because that's what it did to me. So I decided to bring this globally and make it not a painful acupressure mat. So I created my own brand, Bed of Nails. And it's really been, I'm not going to just talk about the product, but it really changed my life. And I use it in the morning and my whole day become different. I'm not like rushing up, stressing, but I become zen from the beginning of my day.
Great way to start
And
your
then my
day.
to-do list goes at night when I'm going to go to bed. I lay on the bed of nails and it shuts it off and I go to sleep. It's really helpful like that. So that's really, now I work with health. And for me, if I if I don't have health in me, if I don't have balance in me, everything else will be a bit of a disaster. My whole day changes. If I started in balance, everything kind of magically unravels the way it should. The way I talk to people is different. The way I do my work is different. My health is different. Everything becomes different when I start my day with balance. Do you
I was
agree?
just thinking about, absolutely. I mean, I just immediately while you're speaking, I was thinking about um, how I am with my daughter. When you have kids, it's like such a reflection of how you are. And when I don't do my practice in the morning, yesterday we had a really, really hard day. And I was so frustrated with her by the end of the day. And she was in such a emotionally reactive place. And by the time I finally got her to get into the bed, I realized it was all my fault. It was completely my fault. I didn't do my practice in the morning and then I didn't have time to do it. And she was just feeding off my energy. And your whole life is like that. You know, the kids are just the more of like an immediate mirror, but absolutely. I mean, everything you do is affected by what your vibration is, right? And if you're off center and you're off
Mhm.
kilter, and just more reactive. You know, she was being reactive because my vibe was like, I mean, we were both just like, you know. So,
Yeah.
what is it that the mat, on a scientific level or on like an energetic level, like what is it doing when you lay on it?
Well,
That
it's interesting because this is actually kind of a ripoff of an ancient, like 1,000 years ago, technology. In ancient India, gurus would lay on these real bed of nails made of real nails to reach a higher meditation, because it really brings you into deep relaxation and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which takes you into that really deep relaxation. So if you're stressed out and you have 30 minutes to relax as a mother, for example, those 30 minutes won't even get you to calm down and relax. I mean, but if you lay on these nails, immediately your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in and takes you into that deep relaxation. So you can actually benefit for relaxation for 30 minutes. You don't have to have that all that time to try to calm down and relax.
right.
It does it
You
for
spend the
you.
whole time, right? You spend the whole time trying to get to the state, and then you're like, oh,
Oh yeah, I just got there and now I have to go. So this is actually meditating for you in a way.
That's so
Which is,
cool.
yeah, which is really cool. And you may think like, why would you use it in the morning if it puts you to sleep? But it's kind of like yoga. When you do yoga or you work out, go for a run in the morning, it will energize you. If you
Right.
do it in the night, when you're going to bed, it will put you to sleep. And that's what balance does. It puts your body into balance. If you're stressed, it will calm you down. If you're tired, it will pick you up. So it's really magic like that. That's what balance is about. Your body knows what you need. It's all this stuff around you that affects you and puts you off balance. So you have it in you. The balance is here. You just have to let it come. And that's what nature is. If you think about it, everything in nature, and we are part of nature, is balanced. Even the chaos in nature is balanced. So if something is overgrowing, there will be a fire to like clean out and have new things grow. I mean, the animals, you know, like if something is too much of something, everything they got to be eaten to keep balance.
Right. Except when humans get in the way and we mess it
Yeah,
up.
we are the people
When
who
we
are
think that we can
messing
manage
up
it,
the balance. Yeah, yeah. And when we do, there is chaos in a bad way. So, but nature, Mother Earth will respond as
absolutely.
we see. Yeah.
Well, and
So
if it's
balance is
okay
key.
to ask about it, and I remember when you had your cancer, and what what do you think was like the one of the most powerful things that you did during recovery, um, just to get, I mean, you beat it. It's a really big
Yeah.
deal. And can you share with us a little bit about how you did that?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, my cancer experience was one of the most amazing thing happening to me, because it really got me into rethinking things. It was a blessing in a way. It may be it might sound strange to some people, but it really helped me to get inside and find balance in me and look what really matters. And I started Bed of Nails just when I got cancer. So this was a blessing for me. I meditated a lot, and I think that really helped me heal and get through it. And taking walks in the woods really, really helps me for healing and
Yeah,
balance,
just getting back
because
to
we're
nature.
part of nature. So when we're in there, it doesn't have to be the woods, it could be the desert, the mountains, but if you're in there, that's when I feel like I heal when I'm in nature.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always felt, because I grew up in Hawaii, right? And you grew up in Sweden, where there's a deep connection. There's a lot of nature around you,
Mhm.
and real and wild nature. You know, it's different when you grow up next to a park or something. Yeah, there are a lot of trees and grass, but there's something to the wild nature that still has that like Mama Gaia vibe or whatever, you know? And I remember thinking when I went off to college and I left Hawaii, how I feel like much of the insanity of the world is because of that disconnect from nature. And because really it's a disconnect from self. Like one of the magical things about Hawaii and growing up there is I remember feeling seeing growing up thinking the world is beautiful, that you know, and that there's love there, like the vibration of love is what comes off of the ocean and comes out of any experience you have with wild animals and with nature and fruit that you can just pick and eat while you're on your walk or whatever, right? And so when we're in the city and we never get out of the city, or we're in the suburbs and we never get out of the suburbs, and you're never in raw nature, you lose that balance. You lose the balance of that beautiful connection we have with the planet.
And you
And
know what I noticed? When you're in nature, you never feel lonely. If you're lonely and you go out in nature, you don't feel lonely anymore.
really good
Or when
point.
you're overwhelmed and you wish people were away and you go out in nature, you feel it just balances you in the emotional place very much, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's also because it gets you out of your head per se. Like you're out there and you get to be involved in the present.
Mhm.
And it is sort of a meditation in motion. It is sort of a way to get out of the chatter, the habitual rhetoric, I like to call it, that's constantly like, "Meh." We tend to be in the past and in the future. And you know, every emotion has a real physical, I almost said retaliation, but you know, consequence. And yeah, it's one of those things like a yoga practice or like meditation or like laying on the bed of nails, where you are brought into the present. I mean, I wonder if that's one of the real tricks or magic to your bed, is that the sensation is intense, and so it makes you be
Yeah,
present.
yeah, I think that's part of it. Yes, yes,
And it's also, I think, a lot of your nervous system loves it. I mean, you said it takes you to the parasympathetic. We're always, most of us, unfortunately, in our culture, are really stuck in the sympathetic nervous system because we're like over caffeinated and we're
yeah,
stressed out. Um, but it does do something to the nervous system, I think, to have so much sensation over such a large part of your body. Right?
yeah,
You could pinch yourself. It's not the same. It's not the same when you just pinch yourself.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that,
this is
right?
almost 9,000, this is 8,820 spikes on this mat. So that's a lot of acupressure points stimulated at the
Sensation.
same time.
It's
And
amazing. And so, go ahead.
yeah, no, so definitely, but it's also great for pain relief. But because it starts to stimulate the endorphins and oxytocins are activated.
Mhm.
And if you want to look at some of the different products we have the mat that you can lay on your back. We also have the pillow, just filled with buckwheat hull.
Mhm.
And this
So
I
great.
use on my neck,
Mhm.
which is wonderful. We also have this pillow that you can use more on your head and neck. But when I work, I use the pillow on my lumbar, like sit like this, put
Mhm.
up my shirt and have it like this.
I
And
know
then I
it's
have
intense.
one underneath my feet as well, because you can, you know, I don't know if you can see, but it's wonderful. You put it on your feet, stimulates the
Oh my gosh, it's so
all the
intense.
acupressure points underneath your feet. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. So, whenever I'm with my daughter, like when I got her ears pierced or something, I always told her, I always tell her, you can't hurt in two places at once. So anytime
Right.
you're having, and it's like if she's getting a shot or something, I'd be like, pinch yourself, you know? And so maybe that's part of it too, is it like spreads out, it spreads out the sensation.
It's that as well, but it's also because the endorphins and oxytocin, they're pain blockers, so they have to relieve pain. But it also relieves the tension, because pain is often comes from tension, and tension creates more pain, and that pain creates more tension. It gets worse, so it will unravel that. And this is great for like migraines. Just it's a strap, you fold it and you
Wow.
like that, and you tie it around. You can also for cellulite, you can,
Girl, we all need to hear about that.
or you can tie it on the lower back like that.
Wow. Yeah.
You can walk around
So
with it underneath your clothes.
I'm sure it's great for circulation as well.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, you're a little red after you use it, and you keep feeling the blood circulating after you take it off also. Um,
So
so
cool. So self-care is really a big theme that's coming across as I speak to all our experts, right? Taking this concept of taking the time to um, to just step away from everything, even for a moment. I mean, are you finding that you can get the same benefits in like 10, 15 minutes? Or do you feel like, do you normally meditate for like 30 minutes a day?
well, I usually meditate on the bed of nails, because it does it for kind of does it for me. It just makes it so instant. I don't have to struggle with it. But I usually do like 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes. I feel like when I'm ready. So I do it in the morning, laying down on it, and then at night. But if you think of your body as a freeway system, it's clear in the morning, and then it starts to like get like
Get
little
congested.
car accidents here and there, and it kind of stuck up during the day. And then at night you're like,
Yeah.
so when I lay on this before bedtime, kind of just like opens all that up and clears it out, and just like
Right.
free
Well, and
from
it's
it.
nice to have something that speeds up the process, like you said, as moms especially, we don't have a lot of time. Um, and it's so easy to put everyone else first. The immediate needs of the family. And it's rewarding to be that person. I don't want to make it sound like it's not a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's just, we put ourselves last a lot. So to have something that can help me get there quicker is great, which is what one of the things, and you're a yogi as well. I know you are. So it's one of the things that I love about like just Surya Namaskar A or B, the vinyasa flow. Like if you don't have a lot of time, even if you can just do like 3 A's and 3B's and just get your body moving on the mat, and get into the breath, it's just a matter of having the ritual, having the um, structure, to come back to the mat over and over again. I mean, you're a cancer survivor. That's such a big deal. Um, and the fact that you've maintained your health and you're not, on pharmaceuticals, and that you are truly a survivor, and this it's just really inspiring.
Yeah,
And that
I'm
you
very much in touch with my health. Like I know instinctively so well my body, especially now after. It really, it's a beautiful thing. Like we're so gifted to have this body that we're walking around in. I mean, we
yeah,
got to take care of it and give it everything it needs.
yeah. Well, and I mean, how did you cultivate this understanding? Because I feel your confidence, and I believe you when you say you really understand your body now. I mean, was it through the process of like total breakdown and rebuild? Are there any other tips you can give us on how to connect with ourselves before we get ill. What would, in retrospect, do you think you could have done differently to prevent? I mean, I don't know if you could have. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure you thought about, like, oh God, I should have,
Okay.
could have, would have. Give us some of those should haves,
No,
like
no,
what
I
yes.
I think your question is definitely right. I think I wasn't listening, so I was like, my body was telling me, wake up, hello, we're trying to talk to you. Listen. I'm listening. And I took my body for granted. And now I don't. Now it's I'm humble. I'm in love with it. I feel so grateful. So I want to give it everything it wants.
Yeah, what does it want? What does
Yeah,
it
I'm
want?
like, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me hang out, stay in your body
Yeah,
and live this life with you. And
yeah,
I wanna, if I'm gonna live a long life or not, I don't know. But if I do, I want it to be healthy. I want to feel, I'm getting
absolutely.
emotional. I want it to be beautiful. I want to, take care of it and live it fully.
It's really great. I think
Yeah.
that that's
So
the big takeaway, right?
yeah. So meditation is like you're listening. You're opening up not just your ears, but you're listening to your body. You're listening to your soul, your spirit. You're becoming more present. And it doesn't just help you with health. It helps you to live your life more fully. Like my business was thriving. Sorry, my Swedish. My business was thriving when I started doing that. It's like everything, relationships was thriving, everything. Some relationship did the opposite, which was also, a good thing, because that means I knew what to remove from my life.
Right.
I started to see more clearly what I should spend time on and not spend time on, what I should have in my life, what I shouldn't have. It was beautiful. It really, woke me up, and I started cleaning out the closet,
Yeah.
and now I'm living in this beautiful life. Of course, I mean, I still have things that I struggle with, but now I look at that in a different way. I'm not a victim to it. I'm a grateful participant in it, you know.
It's
So
really
that's,
great.
I guess that's, yeah.
Yeah, I feel we had a meditation specialist as one of our speakers as well, and there's a real grounded energy from people. Sorry, someone's at my door. There's a real grounded energy from people that meditate on the regular. So I'm really, really happy that you were able to make it with us, Carina. I'm so happy. And before I let you go, guys, I wanted everybody to know that below I will give you information. Someone's at my door. Sorry, I'll give you information on how to get. Carina's offering us a 20% discount on some of her products in her store. So all the discount code and everything will be included below.
Calm
So
20.
yes, Calm 20 is our code. So, and I'll make sure they have the link for your
And I
site.
just want to mention, if you tried any acupressure mats before and they were painful, this one is not, because we have more nails than others. The more nails you have, the less painful and the more treatment you get.
Amazing.
Because
Thank
you
you
just,
so
yeah.
much. I'm really excited to get on the shop myself because I've lost my mat along the way. I've moved like 20 times. So thank you. And it's been
Oh,
such a
and these
pleasure.
are eco.
Oh yes, of course, because
It's
you're doing it right.
100% organic linen fabric, buckwheat hull inside. The mats have coconut fiber inside. Now this is the travel mat that just rolls up. I didn't have the other one here, but normally they have inserts. They have like a mat, like a pad in here that's made of coconut fiber. We also have this called the travel mat, which you can just roll up, and it comes
So great.
in a bag like this, so it doesn't take so much space.
Well, everyone's going to come to the shop. Give us your URL really fast, and then I'll write it down.
Bedofnails.org.
Great. Okay. And I'll share it with everybody. So
Oh my goodness.
thank you. I'm going to catch this person before they leave my door. I'm sure they're sending me, I'm getting some package or something, but it was our time anyway. So I just can't thank you enough. And I'm excited to go and get some good stuff. And thanks for sharing. I'm just so happy you're still here with us and you're still helping to raise us up.
Love you.
Love you. We'll talk soon.
Bye.